But if you close your eyes.
Another week of One Punch Man. Another week of trying to get 8 minutes on a video. One Punch Man Season 3 Episode 6 is not probably, the worst looking episode of OPM. Although I wasn't disappointed as much as previous episode because there was no hype market about it, thank God. And I've said this before, my expectations are nowhere to be seen anymore, but I still have like 5% of copium. Let's go. Even before the episode dropped, there was a lot of hints that it might look the worst. Surprising, I know, but we'll get to that soon enough. This episode covered chapter 95, and the end credit scene adapted bits of chapter 96. As you know, OPM chapters are longer than usual. Well, most of it. I think chapter 95 alone had like 77 pages. Usually one chapter has like 23, 24, 25, something like that. They cut some stuff, they butchered a lot of things, and removed this scene that required movement at the end credit scene, so they didn't have to animate it, which is probably better in my opinion, so my eyes can survive when I watched it. I mean, even when there's no movement, the drawing quality is very weak, and disco. Woo! Disco, disco. They are definitely using it too much now, and even sometimes the colors are very weird mix. A lot of very weak drawings across the board, and same thing again about the direction. But before that, this episode was a full gross outsource episode. Previous episode 5 had some help with the subcontractor studios, but there were still JC Staff people that was involved in the episode. Same with episode 3, although this is an outsourced episode, there were still people that's in JC and some freelancers, but this episode was just sent to the outsourced studio in China, X10, and let them handle all the animation directors, second key animators, and even more worse is this assistant episode director is not even a part of the studio. I mean, it's a Chinese name. Again, JC Stuff is a studio that overproduced a lot of projects, so that comes to sacrificing episodes that outsource to other studios. But since OPM Season 3 is a special case, the outsourced episodes are not to sustain the quality. It's just to basically sacrifice it to another studio, giving them an impossible deadline because JC Stuff needs to focus on other episodes. That's how trash the production is. I'll take the example of Mugen Gacha. This project is by the Suzuki line, the line that has lesser projects to make, hence the quality. And a lot of people are forgetting they are also working on another Railgun season. Mugen Gacha had outsourced episodes like episode 2, 4, and 6, but JC Staff was still involved in the episode, and of course a more competent director for the project. And those episodes, you barely see any quality dips because better schedule and more talent on that. I mean, Shigeki Kimoto chief AD'd most of the episodes, so you can trust him pulling out or correcting some drawings that looks really good. And also people like Chikara Hashizume and Ryuta Tanaka were also seen in the project. Although they have mostly been in Fujishiro's line in JC, but again, they are contracted to the studio, not production line, so first come first serve basically. The episode was storyboarded by Shinpei Nagai. To be honest with you, if I see someone else storyboarding the episode, that's like a whole PM in itself, and directed by Taiki Nishimura, the same person who did Uzumaki episode 2. You know, that one. It's kind of unfortunate how much control this person doesn't have for the episodes that he's directing. Also, this is unrelated. How the fuck an anime with 4 episodes can be that disastrous? Like, anyways, with this much lack of control of anything that the staff had, accompanied that with Shinpei Nagai's lack of storyboarding, that can really mess up with the flow of the episode because it's a one-to-one, and with Nishimura's unappealing direction, you could say, it doesn't really help it in any way. While I do think I had some loss with some of the comedy stuff, you can see how much corners they cut adapting this episode. The most egregious example is this zoom in on the background that we're supposed to see Genos and Fubuki walking up the stairs, but since, you know, blah blah blah, complex perspectives and need movements, yeah, get that shit out of here. Same with Fubuki's outfit. The original outfit that Fubuki has, that she was supposed to wear in the manga, is the skinny tight shirt thing. To be honest, she should wear the Virgin Killer thing. But in this specific episode, she wore this, but not any other episode. So it's obvious this got outsourced and there was no communication for the consistency. The drawing quality is one of the worst things about this episode. Even when stuff doesn't move, it still looked dog shit, and they needed 9 animation directors for an episode that doesn't move, and the quality of drawings is still dog poo poo. Here's a manga comparison. You can see the detail is way less, and listen, I do think comparing stuff to manga and be like, oh, I can't wait for this princess walk stair walking thing that Fubuki did to be adapted. Like, that will save the fucking project. Like, are you fucking retarded? Take this scene. It's basically the same shot, minus the ninja person and Zombie Man's axe. It's not even on his shoulder, but in the anime, it's the same shot composition, but it just feels empty. And the drawing quality is not the best, even for the heroes that's closer to us, but all in all, I would still smash Tatsumaki, and people are complaining about Zombie Man not smoking. Oh god, it's so leveling all over again. Listen guys, don't smoke. Just vape instead. Oh god. I'm kidding, don't do that either. The direction is another thing. I think it's not as egregiously bad as some other episodes, but it's still not the best. The pacing and just sometimes the way they talk feel very fast. This is not a nitpick, but I think it's quite important to talk about this. The first shot of the episode. Like that little vine boom effect thing, why didn't we just like make that sound like die out a bit more than let Child Emperor talk? Like it was a bit too fast. It's those little stuff that keep happening in the episode that makes it bad in a way. Next episode is all hands action on action, and we'll get to see one of the major fights this season. I know this video was not much because there's literally nothing to talk about, but I gotta do what I gotta do. And the whole boycott thing is happening. I know, yes, that's happening. Like people trying to cancel Bandai Namco, but again, it's a very weak stance because most people don't understand the validity of how much Bandai has. And again, it's not a Bandai thing. I think people just see the pattern of Blue Lock Season 2 and OPM Season 3, which is 2 very big IPs that I really love, also getting very bad adaptations, when again, it's an industry thing, not just one thing. There's many light novel titles and manga titles that get very bad adaptations because the deadline set by the committee is very bad and sometimes not feasible. The only thing that can fix this is the studio themselves. TAC stuff is just trying to survive in this godforsaken industry, so they pick up a lot of projects. I think studios need to be like KyoAni and Ufotable, but again, that's not easy to do. Mappa tried to do it in 10x speed. That led to some of the worst managed production ever. Although some of them got saved by the talent that's on the project, but some got the end of the stick like Hell's Paradise. Like, guess how much animation directors are in the last episode of Jigakuraku? 33 ADs and 4 other studios credited. Crazy bag work, and it's not even close to JJK level. We'll just have to wait and see what's gonna happen in this second half. Will it surprise us or will it disappoint? I think it's gonna be the latter, but hopium. If you guys like this video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a like. Comment down below what your thoughts about this episode, and yeah. Hoping you enjoyed the video. See you guys next time.